So right away, you see again this passionate plea, which constantly reminds me how passionate are my pleas to God. Because I feel like anyone else, maybe pastors more than anyone, your prayers can become rote, perfunctory, inertia. And yet you see David writing numerous psalms, but still extremely passionate as he continues to cry out, right? So I lift up my soul. And so I wrote in my margin, what am I lifting up, right? Because most of the time when we are in, David obviously is in a painful place. You can tell by the way he's talking about his enemies and everything else. Usually we furrow, right? Like a mole. We want to go under the blanket. We want to go underground. We want to just be gone. And instead, he's going upward. He's going vertical. And he's lifting up. And what's he lifting up? He's not lifting up his checkbook. He's not lifting up his own physical strength and his own ambitions. He's lifting up that immaterial part of him, his soul, before the Lord. You know, I'm going to lift up my pain. I'm going to lift up my transparency. I'm going to lift up my vulnerability and just like open my arms wide open to God and say, unto you I lift up my soul. Oh God, I trust in you. And trust, right, is another word for surrender. So he's surrendering unto God, and he's saying, let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Let none that wait on me be ashamed. So not only is he crying, this has happened, so I haven't noticed it until in recent studies, but David doesn't only cry out for himself. All of a sudden, sometimes the language will change, and you'll see him crying out for the rest of the people of Israel as well.